So yeah, the HTC 10 has been officially announced and it's about to embark on its journey into the hands of consumers. One of the more delightful aspects of the phone is its updated design. It's a testament, to say the least, since HTC has always been highly esteemed in the industry for its designs. So it really got us thinking how the phone got here, like what transpired throughout the years to reach this new design. So with that in mind, John Velasco here with Android Authority, and I'm taking you on a quick look at the history of HTC's Android designs. Let's go back to the beginning of Android. The year is 2008 and the codenamed HTC Dream is the first commercially available Android smartphone to be released, which many of us know as the T-Mobile G1. Aesthetically, this QWERTY landscape handset looked cute with its chin sticking out, but it wasn't entirely impressive with its design. It wasn't perfect and doesn't scream premium by today's standards, but at the time, it stood out to establish Android's identity. In 2009, HTC released only two phones, the first being the HTC Magic, known in the US as the T-Mobile MyTouch 3G. Quite simply, it was a keyboardless version of the G1, so it had your typical slate design. It wasn't grandeur by any means, just because it kept to that simple and cute manner from before. For the latter portion of the year, the company surprised many by coming out with the HTC Hero, and boy did it establish HTC on that path to premium with its one-of-a-kind looks. It was utterly premium in every way, even featuring a Teflon coating to help it stay clean looking. And would you believe it was HTC's first Android smartphone to feature a built-in 3.5mm headset jack? 2010 brought us the very first Nexus branded smartphone, the HTC made Google Nexus 1. It was an evolutionary leap just because it brought along a cleaner, more refined design. In fact, it popularized the unibody design, a casing fashioned from one piece of material. This one in particular had a Teflon coating as well to resist dirt and debris. Not long after the Nexus 1, HTC came swinging with a variant in the form of the HTC Desire. It remained faithful to its sibling's design, but swapped out the trackball in favor of a trackpad, while also fusing a metal frame with a mostly plastic rear casing. Now, after back-to-back impressive designs, many were blown away by the HTC Legend. It was the true successor to the HTC Hero. You could say that HTC's legendary expertise in design was at its fullest with the Legend, given that the body was fashioned from one piece of aluminum. Now, it's really hard to imagine where HTC is currently without paying homage to the HTC Legend. For the rest of 2010, however, we didn't see another handset with the same level of prestige. This was when we began to see the company recycling its designs. Phones like the HTC Evo 4G, the Droid Incredible, Wildfire, Aria, Desire HD, and Inspire all seemingly were variations of the original HTC Desire. Despite the underwhelming options, HTC did end the year with some stunning designs. Both the T-Mobile MyTouch 4G and the G2 were serious upgrades to their respective predecessors. They were far more premium looking and solidly constructed. By the time 2011 rolled around, HTC established itself as a premier maker with its stunning designs. The Desire's design language was a particular favorite of theirs, given that the HTC Thunderbolt, Desire S, Resound, and Evo 3D all kept to the same theme. Don't get us wrong, some of them still offered a metal chassis, but there wasn't anything majorly new or different with them. Then, in mid-2011, the HTC Sensation was released to prove again that the company was capable of producing something original. Yes, the Desire resemblance was there, but the Sensation boasted an evolutionary design that consisted of an aluminum chassis, a beveled glass display, and an eye-catching tri-colored pattern design with its rear casing. Beyond the Sensation, HTC managed to experiment with other peculiar-looking designs. The HTC Cha-Cha and Salsa are two examples of that, as these so-called Facebook phones appeared vastly different. They catered to the teens and tweens demographic they sought after. The company's decision to cater to specific audiences became more evident with the blissfully designed HTC Rhyme, a phone specifically designed for women. It fashioned together characteristics from the Desire and Sensation, but was arguably most recognizable for its color choice, plum to be exact. A shakeup occurred in 2012. HTC seemingly settled on a new franchise name, the One Series. The brand new HTC One X was a departure from the norm for them because they decided to go with a curved polycarbonate body. It was a surprising turn of events. However, they still managed to forge an elegant phone. Now, metal wasn't entirely removed, given that the mid-ranger in the new series, the HTC One S, was blessed with a sleek-looking anodized metal chassis. In certain instances, some folks regarded the HTC One S as being superior in design than the flagship One X. People questioned whether the company was expunged of any new ideas at this point, since most of the remaining releases of 2012 were nothing more than variants of the new devices in the One line. In 2013, one of HTC's most baffling design choices came in the form of the HTC First. Design-wise, this Facebook phone was a stark contrast to what HTC was doing. The minimalist design was obvious everywhere. It wasn't flashy or premium, but it was oddly different from the rest of the stuff in its stable. The most ambitious design in HTC's history came with the HTC One's arrival, codenamed the M7. Many people will certainly agree that this was and is HTC's finest looking phone, adopting a new premium design language that would be the foundation of others to come later. After going with polycarbonate the previous year, the M7 went back to more premium design with a body made out of aluminum. It also introduced micro holes that comprised the earpiece and speaker, giving the phone a symmetrical appearance like nothing before it. The design can still hold up today, showing to us that designs can carry a phone very far. For the M7's successor in 2014, the M8 made some minor iterative improvements. You still had an unmistakable metal design, one that now comprised 90% of the phone, featured edges that were more rounded, a polished finish to accentuate its premium industrial design, and a switch to on-screen buttons. While it was an overhaul, the M8 did manage to become a pleasantly designed phone worthy of being the M7's successor. Well, you could say that the minor changes were probably overshadowed by the fact that the M8 featured a new dual camera system. 2014 ended up being one of the slowest years for HTC. They scaled back with product releases. Instead, they announced variants of the M8 as well as devices in its Desire line. The next phone design that stood out came with the HTC Butterfly 2, essentially a polycarbonate version of the M8. You could say it was in response to the water-resistant construction of the Samsung Galaxy S5 at the time. The design appeared lukewarm without the premium attachment, but it showed us that HTC was willing and able to go outside the box to reach a particular feature. Hard times of late didn't make 2015 an eventful year as well. The first notable phone to arrive was the HTC One M9. Sadly, though, its design wasn't as widely acclaimed because there wasn't anything profound with its design choices. The changes to it were minimal at best, such as the jewelry gray dual-tone finish of the body. We ended up seeing hardware alterations to the phone, resulting in devices like the HTC One E9 Plus and the One M9 Plus. At the same time, the Desire line was still alive and well, choosing to favor designs that were more fun and colorful to target millennials that don't want to spend a huge fortune on a phone. It wasn't until late 2015 when we saw another major design shift, when the HTC One A9 was introduced as a low-cost premium alternative. Many critics panned the phone for resembling the iPhone, but it had a premium design without the premium cost. So the last few years haven't been kind for HTC. Things have changed dramatically since they launched the T-Mobile G1. We're nearing the halfway point of 2016 already, and HTC went back to the drawing board with its latest flagship smartphone, the HTC 10. The design is yet another testament to the company's legendary reputation, producing an original design. It draws inspiration from the previous flagships as well as the recently launched HTC One A9. Now, HTC has increasingly become more selective with what it releases, so it'll be interesting to see what HTC comes out with next. I know the video was kinda long, but I hope you liked it, so if you want to learn about any of the handsets I talked about in this video, you can check out our website, androidauthority.com, your source for all things Android.